for this week's Purposeful Living segment, sponsored by Elder Care Solutions. I'm joined now by the creator of Purposeful Living, Phil Pohlman, with information on a local company who can help you relocate for the next phase of your life. Welcome, Phil. Tell us who you brought in
Thank
today.
you. Brought in Eyrick. He's from MJ Peterson. And MJ Peterson's been around for 95 years, multi-generational, and they have developed, they know what actually the community needs just because they've been around. So they know what the needs and the wants of the community are. And there's multiple. I mean, you can go from building a house to property management. And that's what Lee's specialty here is property management for seniors.
Okay, alrighty. Lee, tell us more about MJ Peterson's property management division and the types of homes and services that you're able to provide.
Sure. So like Phil mentioned, we're a fifth-generation family-owned company, so we're rooted in Western New York. Our services are wide-ranging. You have commercial, you have the brokerage, so a lot of people might associate us with the yellow signs, for sale, MJ Peterson, but what I work in is property management, and with that, we manage 3,000 different apartments throughout the Western New York area. So that's going to range anything from like a single-family home to a duplex to apartment communities. So very all over, really able to suit multiple different needs.
So how are these particularly beneficial for seniors?
Again, depending on the chapter that senior may find themselves in, if it's that they have an active lifestyle, we have communities that have pools and gyms, pickleball courts, and then if you're maybe at a stage where accessibility is the thing that's really important to you, ADA access for a walk-in shower, controlled access, floor levels that are going to be accessible for you at that stage of your life, we have, again, a wide range.
How do you ensure your communities are both accessible and senior-friendly?
So a lot of it to me comes down to safety. I think that's one of the things that we put really at the top for our communities, whether it's that they're well lit, that the buildings are secure at entry, so our mid-level properties having controlled access so we know who's coming and going out of the buildings. All very important for...
Do they have maintenance?
So that's one thing for our communities that is really important to us, to have on-site management and maintenance really accessible. So whether it's a question about paying your rent or that you need to submit that work order for a leaky faucet, our team is there to make sure that it's answered promptly.
Nice, okay. So what are the questions that seniors should be asking or looking for when it comes to rental community or considering a move?
Definitely, I think, asking what that process is like for you. It could be a big change. You could be somebody who's been a homeowner for many years doing your maintenance yourself. Now you're in a position where, and we like this, that it's hassle-free, but you need to have that point of contact in the office to make sure that you know where to go to pay your rent, to ask those questions of the property you're looking at renting. Are those things going to be easy for me to get in touch with, or will it be a challenge?
Yeah, I know that that's important for you. So talk more about how MJ Peterson really does tailor its approach to make life easier, safer, and overall more enjoyable. Because, even though seniors may be moving on to a different part of their life, doesn't mean they still don't want to enjoy it, have fun in a new and different way.
Exactly. So again, I look to our variety. So you have, whether it's the location in Western New York, we're not really pigeonholed to one area. So whether it's downtown, town of Amherst, Tonawanda, we have a wide range of options and a lot of different offerings too. So if, again, your priority is that you want privacy, it could be that single-family home, duplex, or, a community where you have access to only your unit rather than a shared space. But also you have the buildings that feature the amenities, the gyms, the pools, the tennis courts to really suit your needs.
Now, what if I was deciding to downsize? Can I come to you and say, I want to sell my house, but I want to get into rental because I don't want to shovel anymore, I don't want to do any of that. What does that look like?
And that's our niche, right? Being full service, we're the only company really that can offer that full experience for somebody that's selling a home to seamlessly transition to that rental. So that's where having the multiple layers of our business, the brokerage, doing the home sale, all the way to the property management end, being able to take somebody really seamlessly from one chapter to the next.
And Phil, you own a salon and you actually have an older clientele. So talk a little bit about what you've heard from your clients when it comes to downsizing or looking at that next step in life. No one likes moving, but especially as a senior, that can be daunting.
And a lot of times seniors are like, you know, I have this big house and I don't want to give up, and you're emotionally attached.
Right.
You know, your children, you
Grew
know,
up
were
there.
raised there,
Yeah.
they grew there, but they know that something has to happen. And I think a company like MJ Petersons, you know, and Lee, you know, they actually can make them feel very comfortable through this transition. You know, and but a lot of times it's very challenging because they're like, should we sell our house? Shouldn't we? You know, what do we do with all our stuff? How much room do we need? How much can we afford? You know, and there's all these questions that consistently come up
Right.
all the time. This isn't a new topic. This is something that's really, and I'm so glad you're here today because this is really a needed information for our seniors.
Thank you. Well, thank you both so much for coming in. You've given great light and insight to this topic. Viewers, if you'd like more advice on relocating or renting to senior-friendly housing, just visit mjpeterson.com. This segment is sponsored by Elder Care Solutions. Thanks again for coming in.
Thank you. Appreciate it.